Hi, welcome to the Andrew Buckle video tutorial on Affinity Photo and creating checkerboard designs or brick fills from designs such as this gradient. Now you could of course use shapes, you could use type, whole range of different things using the same sort of approach. So let's just remove this design now, this layer, and remove that. So you go right back to the start. So what you need to do is go to View and Studio and Layers. That's the key one. Also useful would be Snapping Manager. So Snapping Manager, make certain that's got there, you've got Enable Snapping and Snap to Guides. Now, you need a layer. So first thing to do, just go to a layer and a new layer. So you've got a layer there, and I'm going to use gradients. I could use shapes, I could use type, whatever. I'm just going to use a gradient. And I'm just going to go there for the gradient and just quickly create a gradient. Now, this gradient I don't want to use. Well, the gradient I want to use, but the type. It always goes to linear, doesn't always go to the one that I generally use, which is radial. But also, not only that, I don't want it to stretch all the way to the edge. So I've just got this black here. And you can see when you go up, you've got just up here, you can edit the gradient. So click on there, and you've got this stuff. You can't move these. These are fixed, 100% and 0% fixed. Now, you can change the colour and all those sort of things. But what I want to do, I just want to add another black there. So I'm just going to just click there, just change colour to make certain it's black, because it just puts it in between. Wherever you put it, it puts it to 89% of the black. What I want to do, I want to select that one, which is the far end. I want to set the opacity to 0 and see what happens. You end up, that's the layer now. It's completely empty. It's transparent. So you've got some transparency there. My document always seems to drift suddenly. Halfway through in the video, goes off. However, now to stop it from that, I wish I could stop that. That's this one feature that really bugs me. I'm certain there is an option somewhere, do not drift. Would be nice, but unfortunately I haven't worked it out. So what you can do, you can obviously move this around, you can position it, and you can duplicate it. It's just a layer. So hold down the Alt, see, does it again. Didn't touch anything, just suddenly drifts. Affinity Photo is the worst for drifting. Not certain why, just doesn't do it. Mine. Right. Hold down the Option key and drag, and you can duplicate this design. And now what you can see, as soon as you go over it, you can get these guides. Sometimes they appear, sometimes they don't. They have a mind of their own as well as the drifting. But you can see, you can just put it like that, and you've got it at that corner. So it's got, obviously got this empty space here, and you've got this empty space here. But if you select both of them, you now see you've got this design straight away. Now, you could, of course, go straight away to a layer and new pattern layer. That's no use. What you need to do is merge selected. So merge them first. So layer and merge selected. So you've got that. Of course, you could have them, you don't have to use them like crunched up against each other. You could have them further apart. No reason why you shouldn't. But I like to have this as the basic design. And of course, you can resize that again if you want to do that. But once you've done that, you can go to a layer, new pattern layer from selection, and you've got your design. Now, Affinity, which I quite like as a feature of Affinity, is that it leaves the previous layer there, and you can just deselect it. So it's always there to go back to at a later point, sort of like a smart object sort of feature to a degree. Now, one thing you don't want to do is resize it there. I always do that. What I want is that one. No point, because I want to, because it's not visible. And then you can resize it, and you can resize that, and you can see now you've got your design there. So very quick and easy, and that's using gradients. Now you can do it with other things as well. So let's just go remove this now. Just going to go back completely fresh, and I'm going to go with this time with a shape. Now I'm not going to go with a fill of that one. I'm going to go with a red. So let's go red. It's got this red design there, and again, what you can do, you can hold down the Alt or Option key, and you can duplicate. Or of course, just create another rectangle, same size, square, and duplicate that. And again, you've got the guides that tell you that it's fit just nicely. Now, I'm not going to have that colour. I don't want that colour there. What I want is maybe green. I can select those. Again, go to Layer, and I can merge visible. Now, of course, at that point, they become pixels. No longer rectangles. Of course, you conveniently, you've still got the rectangles there, and you can remove them if you want, which is thing. One thing I must admit would be nice would be an option to deselect everything that you're not selecting. That would be a nice feature in the menu. I would love that sort of, you go here, you know, and deselect everything else. Doesn't seem to be that feature. Maybe there is. I haven't seen it. Well, anyway, once you've got that layer, and again, you can go over here and you can go to new pattern layer from selection. And you can see the design there. If you can see the design there. And again, unfortunately, again, of course, creates another layer that's got there, so you can deselect that. In many ways, I would love the pattern selection thing to actually deselect the other one for me. Because I always go, I'm not going to keep it. Because you're obviously going to resize it, rotate it, whatever. So you think it would just deselect for you automatically as a feature. But it doesn't. It just leaves it active. And you can move it around, of course. So you can create all kinds of designs like that. Now, what you can do, you can remove that. Now, because conveniently it does keep them there, I'm just going to keep them. Because I've just brought them back. Now what you can also, you can, let's just duplicate it, easier. Hold down the Alt Option key again. And this time you got that. And what, you can go for another colour. Maybe go for black. Go that one, hold down the Alt Option key and go there. And you can go for, let's go for blue, just something. So you've got this design. Of course, again, what you can do, you can go down to layer and merge visible. All becomes, again, a pixel layer. Everything turns into a pixel layer as soon as you do that. Now what you can do, you can go over here and again, you can, if you want, deselect them all. You can also go to layer and new pattern layer from selection. And you've got your design. Now, of course, it doesn't matter with the other one below because you can't see it. But it's a nice feature, so you can create some very nice sort of this sort of design, rotate it around, and you can see sort of unusual designs like that. And again, of course, you can tweak it in many other ways. You don't have to have that. You can also, of course, simply just use just a different colour there. And let's just create another one there. And it doesn't have to be equal. It doesn't have to be even square. It could be another shape. Let's just go for ellipse. A different colour. Let's go for orange, say. And you can create all kinds of different checkerboard designs. You've got this design now. Again, what you need to do, go to layer and merge selected. So they're all selected, all into a pixel layer again. Once you've done that, you've got layer, and you can again go to new pattern layer from selection. And you've got your design, you've got your checkerboard design there. Again, you can, of course, continue to rotate around this design. And of course, if you decide, you know what, I want to use this layer, and you, unfortunately, what you can't do much with a pattern layer. What you can do, you can always then rasterize it. So you just go down here to a layer, rasterize, so it becomes just a standard pixel layer. And then, of course, what you can do, you can apply effects. So you can just go to blur, maybe Gaussian blur, maybe not that much, but you can blur it. Apply, maybe deform it. Go to distort, deform. So you can create some all weird and wonderful distorted designs, very quick and easy, using that same checkerboard design, which is very easy and quick to create just from basically a rectangle and a circle. Click apply. And of course you could, and so on and so on. Hope you found this tutorial of interest. Always adding new tutorials all the time about Affinity Photo, Designer, Photoshop, Illustrator, many others. If you've got any questions, comments, always please put them. Anything I've done wrong, anything I've done right, things that you think, well, you know what, maybe you should explain something slightly better, maybe something, how does it work with some other things? Please put that in the comments. Also, please check out the Graphic Extras website, always adding new tutorials on that, as well as, of course, on this video channel. So please subscribe to this channel, always great. A dislike or like, always appreciated either way. Thank you much.